We got to talk about bond yields for a second. Are those impacting the Dow transports at all?
Well, here's the first thing to think about. The policy point that's driving not only the overall economy, but also the Dow transports is just optimism on the economy reopening. You have vaccines are getting rolled out, COVID cases are dropping across the U.S. And let's face it, people are ready just to get back to normal, even if there is a new normal.
Got it.
The second driver, I'd say, Frank, is to think about is the stimulus plan that Biden has been working on. It's $1 trillion COVID stimulus plan. Really addresses some of the key priorities for Biden, and that includes accelerating COVID-19 vaccinations, getting kids back to school, and quoting another president in the past, the economy, stupid, is getting back to the economy. And those are really kind of the top priorities that are also helping to fuel this overall run.
So those are two big factors, obviously, and they're going on right now. But there's also some things in the future that, of course, investors are looking at, including the president's infrastructure plan. How do you see that impacting transports going forward?
There has been a lot of talk about it. It's a little bit like Bigfoot, a lot of talk, but no one's actually really seen an infrastructure plan that has come to fruition for many years. That said, there definitely seems to be greater support for this. But the reality is, this is most likely going to happen in late 21, early 22. And kind of here's the reason why. Congress already passed an extension of the federal highway bill that expires in September 21. So we don't see anything happening before then. But that said, there also was a Band-Aid for some help with state departments of transportation receiving about $10 billion at the end of 2020. That'll help kind of move them along, at least make up for lost dollars that were lost due to COVID. So overall, what we could expect from a new infrastructure plan is not going to be just roads, but you're going to see a lot of green alternatives. You're going to see broadband, utilities, anything that supports green initiatives.
So, Kathleen, let's get to some of the companies that you think are going to benefit from these three different trends, especially infrastructure. One of the ones you mentioned is Vulcan Materials Corp. Kind of explain the play there, whether there's an infrastructure plan or there's just a general reopening.
So one thing you need for building pretty much anything, whether it's a wind farm or a road or a refueling station, are heavy materials and rocks. Vulcan is one of the largest heavy materials producers, aggregate producers in the U.S., along with Martin, Marietta, and really kind of what you have to have this material. So it's kind of a win-win either way, whether you're focusing on more green initiatives or you're focusing on more traditional infrastructure.
And you also name a few other companies, Jacob Engineering, Tudor Perini, and also a rail car maker, something a lot of people don't talk about. Rail's actually been having a really strong last few quarters, TRN. Can you kind of explain the play for those as well?
Really, if we focus just on rail cars, you have to move products across the U.S. With the opening of the economy, you're going to have more and more goods and services that flow into the U.S. Just was in Charleston recently, and the Port of Charleston and the Port of Savannah are now the busiest that they had ever been in their history. And part of it is because of the widening of the Panama Canal, but part of it is due to the reopening of the economy. Once you get those goods to the U.S., it can't just be over road. Rails are an important driver of those goods as we get them all across the U.S. So we're at the Port of Long Beach, or if you're in Savannah or Charleston, rails are an important driver for getting products across the U.S.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.